advised.
This is St. Louis Wrestling. Now let's join the voice of St. Louis Wrestling, Larry Matisic.
Tiger Conway Jr. battles Killer Carl Cox on St. Louis Wrestling Today. Hello, I'm Larry Matisic, and we have a lot of action on today's edition of St. Louis Wrestling, including 2 tag team affairs. But right now, let's get to it and into the ring with Mickey Garagiola.
Welcome to St. Louis Wrestling. This match is a 1-fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Houston, Texas, weighing 223 pounds, Tom Pitcher. From Devils Lake, North Dakota, weighing 270 pounds, Bull Brannigan. Referee Lee Warren.
Tom Pritchard's giving away some size to Bull Brannigan, about 45 pounds to the bigger Brannigan. But Tom Pritchard knows how to move around that ring. He has speed, he has fire. And he also has experience as a television commentator for wrestling, of course. On the Atlanta program, Tom Pritchard spent some time as the color commentator when he was recuperating from an injury. Tom has a real good wrestling background, good, solid fundamentals, and he's been very adept with different forms of judo, karate, and savate, which I'm probably pronouncing wrong. I think it's savat is actually the correct pronunciation. It's a type of French foot fighting. Pritchard comes off the ropes. Oh, he was going to flying tackle him, but then he decided, no, I better not. That's a pretty big hunk of man there, Bull Brannigan. Instead, he popped him with a forearm smash, hooked the head, and flung Brannigan over the hip. Tom Pritchard, native of Houston, Texas. When he was in school, he worked part-time for the Houston Wrestling Office and promoter Paul Bosch. Brannigan muscling his way to his feet. Pritchard, though, still in command. Pritchard hits the ropes. Drop kick by Tom Pritchard. That's what we mean about the fire and the quickness, the fast-moving double knee lift there by Tom Pritchard. Fast-moving indeed. And I think Mickey Garagiola is ready to be the fireman's carry. Brannigan blocked it. Starts pounding on the back of Tom Pritchard. Pritchard lifts the leg. Nice inside trip, and Pritchard takes Brannigan down. I think Mickey Garagiola wants to start a fan club for Tom Pritchard. You like him, don't you?
Oh, I tell you, the more and more I see that fella, he is something else. He moves, he's quick, he's thinking all the time. He's just a top wrestler.
He's got a good personality, too, which I think translates to the people in the audience. Even though you may be sitting 20 rows away or you're up in the upper balcony, you can still see Tom Pritchard has enthusiasm for what he's doing inside the ring, and that's so, so important.
Remind me so much of Spike Huber when Spike Huber first came to St. Louis, and now this fella here, Tom Pritchard, same mold.
Very good comparison. Knee drop into the knee of Brannigan. Brannigan crying out. Tom Pritchard then scissors the ankle of Bull Brannigan. The obvious point of attack here, the leg of Brannigan. He's a big, heavy man, built low, with a low center of gravity, so if Pritchard can punish the leg, that low center of gravity, he's not going to be moving around too good. He's not going to be too spry on his feet, and since Pritchard undoubtedly already has an edge in speed, he's going to increase that edge. Brannigan knows it, and he begins gouging the eyes of Tom Pritchard. Pritchard trying to regain his bearings. Brannigan was gouging the eyes of Tom Pritchard. Pritchard with a kick to the stomach. Brannigan throws a punch, and Pritchard battles right back. Tough young man, Tom Pritchard. Forearm smash. Legal blow by Tom Pritchard. Body drop into the knee, and then once more, Pritchard scissors that ankle. If it works, keep it up. Brannigan tells referee Lee Warren, I'm not quitting. But he's not in too good a shape either. If he gets trapped in that leg hold, that scissored ankle grip any longer, he won't be going to the dance with Mickey tonight. You still take your wife Adele dancing?
No, ever since Toontown closed up, that was it.
Ever since what?
Toontown, that's before your time, Larry. It was one of the nicest dance halls in town in the Casaloma. They had the fire there. Our Highlands over here. When those places went out, I went out with them.
You look in pretty good shape, though, for somebody who's out. Ever since you met Eddie Mansfield, boy, it regenerated your love life.
I'm telling you.
Lover. Ever since you met Mansfield, he's given you a spark. And right now, Bull Brannigan would like to use a spark against Tom Pritchard because it's Tom Pritchard in command with the standing leg split. Oh, drops that knee into the hamstring. Pritchard, leg snap, janking back on that hamstring. A couple of those, and Mr. Brannigan's going to have some cramps in that hamstring muscle. You can see him staggering as he comes up. Oh! There's some of that savate coming into play. The swinging hit, I guess you would call it, or kick to the face. I don't think Brannigan knows what town he's. Oh, he reverses the whip. I underestimated him, but Pritchard came off with a kick to the stomach. Pritchard steps over with that leg lock. Oh, going with the inside. The inside step over toe hold, reversing it, and back down the bridge. Beautiful move by Tom Pritchard. An inside step over toe hold, reversed with a bridge. Beautiful move by Tom Pritchard. There is a good, innovative young wrestler, Tom Pritchard. He kept punishing the leg. Finally managed to hook that leg, lean back and bridge. Excellently delivered hold by Tom Pritchard. And here's Mickey Garagiola to make it official.
In 4 minutes and 20 seconds, we inside step toe hold, the winner, Tom Pritchard.
Let's take another look at that hold of Tom Pritchard. There he is with the inside step over toe hold reversed. Watch him drop back and bridge with it. There's a fine athlete. Look at poor Bull Brannigan. There's nowhere to go. Those shoulders simply trapped to the mat. Nothing he can do, and very well in that position. He might have been forced to submit had he not been pinned. Tag team actions coming up. Don't go away.
An Australian tag team match. A one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing from Tampa, Florida, weighing 245 pounds, Al Perez. From El Paso, Texas, weighing 227 pounds, Chavo Guerrera. From Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 235 pounds, Ken Timms. And from Gloverport, Kentucky, weighing 222 pounds, Eric Embry. Referee Mark Schreiner and Ed Warren.
Chavo Guerrero and Al Perez unite to go against a pair of blondes, Ken Timms and Eric Embry. Chavo Guerrero and Al Perez, a nice blend, a nice mixture of experience and youth. Chavo, very agile, able to get up in that air. Al Perez, certainly one of the top amateur wrestlers ever turned out in the state of Florida. He was a Florida State high school champion. Ken Timms begins for the Blonde Bombers, and he squares off with Chavo Guerrero. Guerrero, whoop, nice move, ends up with a flying head scissors. Eric Embry started to get in the ring, and Ed Warren runs him right out. You like to see referee take charge. And we're very fortunate in the St. Louis area with referees like the Warren brothers, Ed and Lee, Mark Schreiner, Eddie Smith. Good, solid referees. They're not afraid to get in there, not afraid to step in when things get out of hand. Let's face it, this is a rough and tumble, controversial sport. A man is paid strictly on his efforts, so tempers flare. Things do get out of hand sometimes. That's where you really appreciate a good, strong referee in that ring. Hip toss by Chavo. Right kick by Chavo. Oh, flying ankle head scissors. Beautiful move by Chavo Guerrero. That is one of the most difficult maneuvers in wrestling to execute. The flying ankle head scissors. And somehow Chavo Guerrero got up in the air and did it. Crossing the ankles, catching the head. And believe me, that man whose head's caught in the vice-like grip of the ankles has no choice but to go sailing. It's either that or lose your head. Nice drop toe hold by Chavo Guerrero. Stepping inside with both legs. Trying to get those ankles hooked now. Oh, he can pull back with a surfboard. There is your real textbook surfboard hold delivered by Chavo Guerrero. Pulling him back. Oh, if he can bring him over to the top, he might be able to even force a submission from Timms. The surfboard beautifully applied by Chavo Guerrero. Eric Embry having a fit outside the ring, but there's not much he can do. Now Chavo pulls back on the chin. Gotta like this Chavo Guerrero, Mickey. He shows you many different holds. Even if he did get his eyes gouged. Guerrero at one time held the International Junior Heavyweight Championship, an honor he won in Tokyo, Japan. Guerrero reverses the whip, and Embry pays the price. Whoa, says Eric Embry, wait a minute. Chavo Guerrero chases Embry to the corner and brings him out with a monkey flip. Wow. Hope the radar is working out at Lambert Airport. We're going to see some unidentified flying objects, and they're all going to be compliments of Chavo Guerrero, or it's going to be Guerrero himself, depending upon what he's doing up in the air.
Find that word!
How are you? Can I get a hot dog, please? Actually, you know what? Cancel the hot dog. How about you give me $2 and I'll give you a shot right in the temple. I'm selling Fists of Fury today. Onions are free. You're nodding, but I'm pretty sure you don't understand what I'm saying. Where did you get this hot dog cart? At, Crappy Land? Cartville?
Seni 08, the greatest martial arts expo in the world, returns to London's Excel on the 26th and 27th of April. Advanced tickets available now from ticketmaster.co.uk and Seni.tv. Plus, Pain and Glory, the UK's premier fight sports spectacular. Get your tickets now through ticketmaster.co.uk or Seni.tv. Seni 08, as much contact as you can handle. Seni.tv.
This week, the only thing waiting for Peter when he gets home from school will be anger, abuse, and violence. This week, Rex will have to find his own dinner again. This week, Zoe will end up in hospital with broken ribs. Her parents will say she fell down the stairs. This week, over 32,000 children are in danger of being beaten, abused, even killed in their own homes. Shall we stop it now? Please call 0800 80 20 20 to give £2 a month to the NSPCC. Please, help us make it stop. Full stop.
I have a purple sweater that I get compliments on. It looks like something else has bled into it a little bit. It's just destroyed. I can't wear it again.
Introducing new Woolite Colour. It's more than just a detergent, it's a safe detergent. It helps prevent the transfer of dyes in the wash. Look, the one in Woolite has kept its colour.
I bought this black sweatshirt and then I washed it. It started to look old because it's not as black as it used to be.
Woolite Dark helps protect your clothes from fading, even after 20 washes. Don't take a chance. Trust Woolite.
It's Challenge Churchill time, and here's your host, Kim from Bedford!
OK, Churchill, your time starts now. Do you check your car insurance prices weekly to keep them competitive?
Oh, yeah.
Correct. Have you reduced prices in thousands of postcodes?
Oh, yeah.
Correct. What part of a car
Crankshaft.
Correct. Maximum points and still car insurance through it all. It's Churchill.
We're saving Britain millions. To Challenge Churchill, call or go online.
I'm on my way to play some bingo. At playsomebingo.co.uk, you could be one of 4,000 winners every day. We'll put the win in your bingo window with the #1 community. With over 100 million won so far, you can start winning today. Sign up now at playsomebingo.co.uk.
Please pledge just £2 a month to the NSPCC by calling 0800 80 20 20 now.
Find that word!
A little conference. Understandably, because Chavo Guerrero has really dominated that ring in the early moments of the match. Side headlock by Chavo on Eric Embry. Oh, Tim wasn't paying attention. Neither was Embry. Embry almost ends up getting belted again. Chavo drops him, and Mark Schreiner chases Tim's out so that he can't come up behind Guerrero. Good work by Mark Schreiner. Embry was to bail out and give it some thought. As they squared off there, I noticed Embry's eyes. He didn't know where to look. He didn't know where Guerrero was coming from. That's where he's coming from. Whoa! Arm drag, arm drag. Tim says that's enough. Here comes Embry. There goes Embry. Guerrero hangs on to Embry. Does he have the right man? No, he doesn't have the right man. It should be Ken Timms.
Well, he just looks at the blonde hair. He don't know. He just figured this guy's got blonde hair. I'm going to get him.
I've seen that happen before where the Kelly twins were involved, Pat and Mike. And we may be seeing the Kelly twins here within another month or so. Rough and tough pair of Canadians. Right now, they're wrestling in West Germany. Al Perez. Oh, nice move by Al Perez. Embry says, come here, referee. Pull my hair. Would Eric Embry lie? Good sign of the frustration that Embry and Timms are having right now. Things just aren't working for them. Perez and Guerrero, with their great agility, seem to be dominating the action, and very bluntly, Timms and Embry are getting frustrated. They're trying to take out that frustration on the referee.
5 minutes have elapsed, 10 minutes left.
Want a box? No, we'll tag instead. Here comes Ken Timms. Timms buying a little time. They're trying to change the momentum around a little bit. Wants to shake hands with Al Perez. Figuring the youngster might not. Maybe his heart's in the right place. Maybe this is a sincere effort to shake hands. Nope. Chavo Guerrero was outside the ring yelling at Perez. You know, he's yelling, look out, don't fall for that one. But Al's going to learn. He probably has learned something right there. Eric Embry on the attack. Perez whipped it to the corner. Embry again grabs the arm, twists it over. Embry pitches Perez into that turnbuckle again. Monkey flip by Eric Embry. Embry showing he has some speed too. A drop kick, not really on target. Perez almost got out of the way. Tried to elude it, caught a little bit of it, but not nearly as effective as Eric Embry thought it would be. Ken Timms up on the second rope. A little double teaming there by Timms and Embry. And the tide of the battle beginning to turn. Timms wasn't looking where he was throwing that elbow. That second time, he was a little bit more concerned about looking where he was going. Like the ball player who doesn't watch the ball into his glove. He looks away where he's going to throw it, and all of a sudden, no ball. All of a sudden, no Al Perez. Oh! That elbow slammed home by Ken Timms.
He thought his elbow did tricks on him that time.
Chinlock by Timms, and he hangs on to Al Perez until Eric Embry's in there and on the offensive. Embry jamming the heel of the hand into the eyes, but Perez starts to fight back. Embry knows he's getting into trouble, makes a good tag with Timms. Good alert tag. Of course, that's the key. Keep those fresh men in there, and Embry and Timms are starting to tag off pretty regularly now. High fireman's carry. Oh, and then Perez jammed down throat first on the top cable from that high fireman's carry of Ken Timms. Knee lift by Eric Embry. I like this Embry, though, too, Mickey. He's a fiery competitor. He never quits. The knee of Timms is up. Oh, look out. Perez reversed the whip, and Embry was jammed into the knee of Ken Timms. Perez brings Timms in. There was actually a tag made inadvertently when Embry was thrown into Timms. Timms thrown to the ropes by Al Perez. Drop kick by Al. Glancing off the shoulder, taking Timms off his feet. Flying meal by Al Perez. Oh, big, strong man. He just lifted him off his feet and threw him. Whoop! What a move! A reverse body scissors. Reverse body scissors by Al Perez. And another unique hold right here on St. Louis Wrestling. The reverse body scissors by Al Perez, meaning victory for Al Perez and Chavo Guerrero. Excellent move by Perez, and that duo of Al Perez and Chavo Guerrero is impressive indeed. A lot of different holds, a lot of different moves, and tremendous agility. Let's go to Mickey Garagiola.
Body scissors, the winning team of Al Perez and Chavo Guerrero.
I think that bears taking another look at. There's Ken Timms, dazed already for the flying wheel. Watch Al Perez. Great camera work here, too. Beautifully done by the crew. Perez scissoring, hooking the shoulders. What a beautiful look at it. Over the top goes Ken Timms. Perez right there. Beautiful move. Haven't seen that one before. And I don't guess Ken Timms had either, because Al Perez got a pin with it. Another tag match coming up. Don't go away.
This match, an Australian tag team match, a one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing from New York, New York, weighing 260 pounds, Adrian Adonis. From Russia, weighing 320 pounds, Nikolai Volkov. From Palm Springs, California, weighing 231 pounds, Sam Darrow. And from Abruzzo, Italy, weighing 246 pounds, Dominic DeNucci. Referee Lee Warren, Mark Schreiner.
Nikolai Volkov merges with Adrian Adonis to go against Dominic DeNucci and Sammy Darrow. If that blend of experience and youth works as well for DeNucci and Darrow as it did for Al Perez and Chavo Guerrero, well, Adonis and Volkov are going to have their hands full. And we're going to have to do this thing down, a little talking to Mr. Volkov regarding October 29th at Kiel Auditorium. I think I want to bring up a name like King Kong Brody to Mr. Volkov. Adrian Adonis just told some of the fans who are chanting USA, I'm glad I know where everybody lives. Thank God they're not chanting the hill, the hill, the hill. They think everybody lives in Mickey's house.
It's a great country, the hill. Great country.
Dominic DeNucci and Adrian Adonis squaring off. Side headlock by DeNucci. Spins into the hammerlock on Adrian Adonis. Adonis trying to move. Goes down to one knee as DeNucci applies pressure with that hammerlock. Adrian getting up to his feet. Down the knee again. Maybe trying to run out of it. Tried to run out of it. And DeNucci rode him right to the mat. Dominic DeNucci, another Mickey Garagiola favorite. You notice Mickey... Now, Mickey's known for being always accurate with his pronunciation, and he's more accurate than ever with Dominic DeNucci in Abruzzo, Italy.
Oh, man, you're not kidding. That thing just rolls right out. Dominic DeNucci from Abruzzo.
I'm getting good, though. I can say Pietros, Bartolinos. I'm good at those.
Very good.
Hamburger and mushroom. You know.
Pizza with mushrooms, 2 o'clock in the morning.
We're living hard, Mick, but we're hanging in there. And I'll tell you, no small part of the credit to the fact that Greater St. Louis Wrestling Enterprises have been so well received goes to the great fans of the Greater St. Louis area. Boy, without you folks, it wouldn't be worth it. That's what makes it worth it. When you see a crowd packed in like they are today in the Arena Sports Studio or any building, Kiel Auditorium, hear that crowd yelling and screaming and having a great time, enjoying themselves, forgetting about their troubles for 2.5 hours. Hey, that makes it all worthwhile. And to say thank you to the fans of the Greater St. Louis area is really not strong enough, because we really have to say something much more stronger than thank you to you. And thanks to these wrestlers, too, because I'll tell you, we've had some good talent in that ring, and a lot of people who have really given 110% every match. It's very easy when you're wrestling 5, 6, 7 nights a week to come in there and give less than 100%. Sometimes you've got a cold, you got a bad back, you got a sore shoulder, your neck's stiff or whatever. Haven't been able to tell the matches we've had. And some thank yous go to the wrestlers, one and all. DeNucci's trying to say thank you to Volkov. He hangs on to Volkov for Darrow. Darrow puts a side headlock on Volkov, and Volkov lifts Darrow. Like a bag of wheat. I'd like to see him try to do that to Mr. Brody. As Sammy Darrow learns how to use his body, his quickness, it's going to be a lot tougher. Knee slammed into the stomach by Nikolai Volkov on Sammy Darrow. Kick to the head by Volkov to Darrow. DeNucci a bit disappointed. You could see it in his face at the side of the ring. He thought they had something going against Volkov, and it didn't work out. Darrow pitched out of the ring by Nikolai Volkov. Adrian Adonis. Oh, look out! Adonis dive bombs Darrow from the apron with an elbow smash. I just jumped down, says Adonis. I was doing my exercise, and says Adonis. The fact that Darrow happened to be underneath my elbow
wasn't his fault.
I didn't mean it. Yeah, sure, Adrian. We know Adrian Adonis. Oh, there's Adonis. After him again. Catching him with a kick in the arm. Dominic DeNucci trying to get right in there. Darrow coming up on the apron. Adonis banging away on Darrow while the referees try to separate DeNucci and Volkov. DeNucci going in the ring. He wants a piece of Volkov. Danucci and Volkov really getting into a hot argument outside the ring. There's Adonis banging on Darrow, slamming him down on the floor again. Volkov and Danucci's Italian temper really just making it impossible for the referees to keep an eye on everything. The crowd starts chanting, Brody, 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 and Volkov. Brody, Brody, Brody. When you think Nikolai Volkov, you think King Kong Brody right now in the minds of these fans. Danucci trying to crawl into the ring and get after Volkov. Sammy Darrow up into the apron. You can see Volkov and Danucci arguing again. Mark Schreider with his hands full, trying to keep Danucci and Volkov apart.
5 minutes have expired, 10 minutes left.
Volkov with a big forearm drops Sammy Darrow. Darrow needs a tag, and let me tell you, the Italian stallion Dominic Danucci's ready to fire out there. Volkov throwing Darrow in the corner. Volkov pounding on the stomach. Nikolai Volkov, what ferocious battles he's had with King Kong Brody, and certainly nothing resolved at this point. Give me the knee, brother. That's what Volkov said to Adonis. Danucci pacing that apron. He wants to get in there so bad. Dominic Danucci just enraged, but there's really no way he can get in there legally. Uh-oh, the bear hug. Volkov dropping him backwards. Look out from the top. Adonis off the second rope. Giant splash by Adonis on Darrow. 1, 2, here comes Danucci. He kicks Adonis in the back just a second short. Scramble egg, says Adrian Adonis. Volkov set it up with a bear hug. Adonis with the elbow came off the second rope, nearly took off Darrow's head, and then Adonis followed with a tremendous giant splash. Dominic Danucci did all he could. And I think that Dominic will probably be talking to me about Volkov just as much as King Kong Brody does. Mickey Garagiola trying to make his way among the beef. Here is Mickey Garagiola.
In 5 minutes and 49 seconds with giant splash, the winning team of Adrian Adonis and Volkov.
Let's take another look at how that fall and match ended. Volkov and Adonis proving to be a very powerful team. There's a giant splash by Adrian Adonis. We'll talk with Adrian Adonis right after these messages.
Find that word!
I'm on my way to play some bingo. At playsomebingo.co.uk, you could be one of 4,000 winners every day.
We'll put the win in your bingo window with the #1 community.
With over 100 million won so far, you can start winning today. Sign up now at playsomebingo.co.uk.
In the new Screwfix catalogue, there's an incredible range of over 16,000 products. There's great prices on everything from heating to electricals to tools. And now you can save £50 on this chrome towel radiator and valve pack. For next day delivery, just call us or go online before 6 p.m. or visit your local trade counter today. You're never in a fix with Screwfix. Where the trade buys.
I love that shirt, but now you can see that it's stretched out. The neck is stretched out. I wanted it to fit me perfectly, just like when I bought it.
Introducing new Woolite All Fabrics. It's more than just a detergent, it's a safe detergent. It helps protect your clothes from damage in the wash, such as this, by helping keep fibres strong. Watch this. The fabric washed in Woolite stays stronger.
Woolite helps keep my clothes looking like new.
Don't take a chance. Trust Woolite.
Just listen to that. The wonderful sound of the upper classes. If you're really posh, you fly in. And unlike the poor old birds, you get to fly out again. And if you want to fit in here, helps if you talk posh or speak Latin. But you don't have to be posh to be privileged. If you have 4 years no claims discount, privilege guarantees to beat your renewal quote. Afternoon, George.
Call now or visit privilege.com.
Looking to save money on your car insurance? Visit the experts. GoCompare.com. First, they'll compare the best prices from loads of insurance companies. Then, and here's the clever part, tell them everything your policy has to have, and their special 5-star rating will also show you which quotes come with everything you've asked for. Simple. So, for the right car insurance at the right price, don't just go anywhere. Go compare at GoCompare.com. Why go compare anywhere else?
It's catch-22. You need to tackle tough stains on your colours, but are worried about the colour coming out, so you leave them at the bottom of the basket.
You need Vanish Oxy-Action Multi with Colour Protect. All you need is 1 scoop in every wash to help remove tough stains, while Colour Protect helps stop the colour coming out. It's as easy as this. Put your stain on there. Give it a good shake. Hang on, the stain's gone. And look, the colour hasn't come out. I've forgotten I had half of these.
Vanish Oxy-Action Multi with Colour Protect. 1 scoop in every wash. Trust pink, forget stains.
What's the toughest thing you've had to kind of get used to in the peaks and valleys of your last year or so in MMA?
I'd rather be one of those fighters that steps up and fights top competition. You know, I don't back down from anyone, and that's the kind of reputation I'd like to hold. You know, regardless of what a record says, or you know, if a loss comes up on the record, I'd rather fight the best in the world and be considered the best in the world.
Find that word!
There's the bear hug of Nikolai Volkov, and here comes Adrian Adonis at big elbow. Oh, almost taking off the head of Sammy Darrow. We're here right now with Adrian Adonis, a gentleman who's in a rather bad mood because he did wear a gold belt, but now, Adrian, you don't.
Stripped. They take it away from me, right? For what? I don't know. Did I get beat? No, I didn't. No.
Nobody beat you in the middle of the ring, I agree.
But ever since I was a little boy, back in New York City, walking on everybody's hind legs and walking on everybody's head and doing exactly like I wanted to do, manipulating people like so many nickels and dimes in my pocket, settling any dispute in my neighborhood, baddest person in the neighborhood, lived the last street at the ass of the bar. I'm going to tell you something right now, ladies and gentlemen. These promoters, these 9-to-5ers, these guys with the wingtips and the clam diggers, they don't like me. I don't go to church on Sunday. Big deal if I don't listen to Jimmy Swaggart. Big deal I believe in the National Enquirer. That is the gospel, Jack. And I'll tell you what else is the gospel. I challenged Larry Holmes. He wouldn't come and fight me. Isn't that right?
That is correct. I heard you challenge Holmes, boxer versus wrestler, and he wouldn't do it.
Challenged Charlie Race. I've challenged Ric Flair, I think it is. I have challenged Nick Bockwinkel. I am the only man that is undefeated. I am a champion. I am bigger than that belt. I am twice as big as that belt. Everybody all over the world wants Mr. Adonis. In Japan, I am going to Saudi Arabia. I am going to the Middle East. They want me. They want me there. The biggest draw ever to hit the big time. And I am Mr. Big Time. You know, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain how you get this great. It's not from eating your Wheaties. It's not from going to bed at 9 o'clock and getting up at 5. It's for being a man. I refuse to be a puppet for those so-called big shots. I refuse to be dancing on strings. I am my own man, my own person. And I make a lot of people believe it. And right here, in this area, I have just started to terrorize. Violence, it's a banquet in which I feed on. Promoters that strip me of this belt, they have 7 hearts and 3 faces. And that's all I've got to say.
Adrian Adonis, one of a kind, most certainly not lacking in self-confidence, but he backs it up in the ring. We'll be back with more right after this. We have a very special guest with us at ringside for a couple of matches. He's in between fights today. Scott Casey. Scott, thanks for joining us.
It's my pleasure, Larry, and this should be a very controversial, different type of match we've got here.
Killer Carl Cox and Tiger Conway Jr. will do it, and Mickey Garagiola is going to introduce it now.
This match is a 1-fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Dallas, Texas, weighing 260 pounds, Killer Carl Cox. From Houston, Texas, weighing 236 pounds, Tiger Conway Jr.
Tiger Conway Jr. and Killer Carl Cox. Scott, I got to ask you, I don't know if you've crossed rings before with Killer Carl Cox. He's talking to the ceiling when he came in there. What's going on?
Well, he's a different kind of breed of cat, I guess you'd say. Every once in a while, he'll look up, and he's got an imaginary friend named Alex.
Alex?
And, yeah, I don't know where he came from, but he's had him around for years. And Carl Cox is a ring veteran, and he's a very tough individual. I think he's a little confused in life. If you look down at his boots, you can tell that they don't exactly match.
He does have a black one and a yellow one.
Yeah, and
gee, I hope he doesn't help Mickey Garagiola dress tomorrow.
He's got another pair like that in the dressing room.
Does he really? Well, it doesn't really help. There's those boots, a yellow and a black.
He's different, all right. They lock up in the collar and elbow, standard lockup, Larry, and it seems like it's kind of what we call down south a Mexican standoff. Neither one of them's doing much of anything.
Nobody's able to get the advantage there.
Not
Carl
yet.
Cox.
Whoa.
Oh, Tiger Conway Jr. clubbed Carl Cox. Carl Cox, how would you describe his ring style, Scott?
Brutal. I've wrestled the man before, and believe you
There's
me.
Alex.
He's talking to Alex again, right? He'll stop. It doesn't matter what he's doing. He'll stop all of a sudden, look up. See? He talks to him. I think he feels like Alex is kind of his mentor. And kind of shows him the way or something. I don't know.
You're aware, of course, of the fact that when Dick Murdoch was a youngster starting out in this business, Killer Carl Cox was instrumental in a lot of the things that Dick Murdoch learned to do so well.
Absolutely. And you'll see a lot of things that the Killer does that Dick Murdoch picked up and put into his repertoire.
And, of course, Tiger Conway Jr., you wrestled him, had a great match, a scientific battle. You've been his partner. What do you think of Tiger Jr.?
Very tough individual. He comes from a long line of wrestlers. His father was a great professional athlete in wrestling. And Tiger is taking in his footsteps. And he won't give very much, and he won't take very much. He's a crafty ring veteran. I've wrestled with and against Tiger, I guess, probably 10 years now. And he's a tough man.
You know, a lot of people forget that. They say, well, if you're a partner with somebody, how can you be his opponent? But it's just like in baseball and football. People get traded. Today you're your teammates, tomorrow your opponents, and you're out for Scott Casey.
That's right. That's why they put professional in front of it, because we do it for money. And I've heard a lot of them say I'd wrestle my own mother, and believe you me, I think some of them would.
Undoubtedly, Killer Cox is one who would.
Right, absolutely. He's got an arm bar on Tiger right now, and you can see he's putting a lot of pressure on that shoulder. He's leaning about 270 pounds right into Tiger's shoulder.
A lot of people make the point, too, sometimes the things that don't look as though they're hurting them much are the things that really hurt the worst, the more of the subtle things.
Well, I always tell these people, you can only see it, you can't feel it unless you get in there, and believe you me, most of them wouldn't want to get in there.
Oh, I believe it. Mr. Cox wants to talk to referee Ed Warren, looking for every edge you can get.
You know, Larry, wrestling is a lot of leverage and pressure, and then you saw a typical leverage move where Tiger arm dragged Cox while Cox had all his weight on him. And Cox's weight's what brought him on over.
Then if it came down to pulling it tight or pulling hair down, then not that you do it, but I'm going to make a comparison to baseball. Gaylord Perry's had a long career.
Absolutely.
What does he do?
You're absolutely right. Now, a full Nelson. This is a very brutal hold. You can see he's putting pressure on the head, pushing it down. It will cut the air off to you if applied hard enough.
And it can force submission.
You bet. You better believe it.
I'm sure St. Louis area fans remember the Mighty Atlas back in the early mid-50s before Scott and I were around. Mickey, of course, remembers it, but...
Is that right, Mickey?
That's right. They were my people, man.
There you go. There you go.
Cox went for that full Nelson again. Didn't work. Look out.
Oh, big atomic drop. Oh, and that will put some pain on that spine.
If you get that knee in there right, you can finish a man with that if you do it.
That's right. Look at the expression on Carl Cox's face. Believe you me, he probably wishes he was somewhere else right now.
Somewhere where he could sit down on something soft.
Yeah, maybe he wants to lie down on his stomach.
Scott Casey. How did Scott Casey get into wrestling? How'd you get started, Scott?
The late, great Dory Funk Sr. and his sons Dory Jr. and Terry Funk broke me into wrestling in Amarillo, Texas, about 12 years ago, Larry, and they were very instrumental in my wrestling career.
And, of course, you got the ranch now, raising, what, quarter horses?
That's right. I raise quarter horses. We breed them, and we board and buy and sell and train, and just about anything you can do with a horse, we do it.
Killer Carl Cox trying to do anything he can do with Tiger Conway Jr. Apparently Mickey didn't take him to lunch today.
Well, you notice Cox doesn't have any false teeth because the way he was chewing on Conway's head. Oh, toe-to-toe here.
And Mr. Conway, as Scott Casey predicted earlier, he doesn't take too much from anybody.
That's right, brother. He'll let you know he's in that ring. Now, Cox is a crafty ring veteran because he's biding time right now.
5 minutes of the lap, 5 minutes left.
5 minutes have passed. It's Killer Carl Cox against Tiger Conway Jr. Scott Casey with us at ringside. Headbutt by Tiger Jr. Where's Alex when you need him?
Yeah, really. He'll start looking for him in a second.
Conway twisting the arm.
That's right.
Whoa!
Oh, reverse.
Conway flung into that corner. Big elbow from Carl Cox. Cox covers. Referee dives right in. Count of one. Tiger's tough. Yeah.
Whoa!
Get too cocky sometimes. You can't count
right.
that other guy out. The elbow missed. Cox throwing that rule book away a little bit.
Find that word!
So,
PG Tips
have teamed up with
Rainforest Alliance
to help make sure the people who pick
You're drinking it.
PG Tips earn a better living.
Got it in 50.
It's Challenge Churchill time, and here's your host, Kim from Bedford.
Okay, Churchill, your time starts now. Do you check your car insurance prices weekly to keep them competitive?
Oh, yeah.
Correct. Have you reduced prices in thousands of postcodes?
Oh, yes.
Correct. What part of a car?
Crankshaft.
Correct. Maximum points and still car insurance through it all. It's Churchill.
We're saving Britain millions. To Challenge Churchill, call or go online.
Seni 08, the greatest martial arts expo in the world, returns to London's Excel on the 26th and 27th of April. Advance tickets available now from ticketmaster.co.uk and sunny.tv. Plus, Pain and Glory, the UK's premier fight sports spectacular. Get your tickets now through ticketmaster.co.uk or sunny.tv. Seni 08, as much contact as you can handle. Sunny.tv.
Here's her first tooth. Isn't she cute?
Yeah.
Oh, and here she is, naked in the bath.
You should see me now.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Introducing new daily skin perfecting wash from Clearasil with added moisturizing ingredients for clearer skin all day, every day. Clearasil. May cause confidence.
Looking to save money on your car insurance?
Visit the experts. GoCompare.com.
Just tell them everything your policy has to have. They'll compare the best prices from loads of insurance companies and show you which quotes come with everything you've asked for using their special 5-star rating.
So you can see just what you're getting for your money. Simple.
So for the right car insurance at the right price, don't just go anywhere. Go Compare at GoCompare.com.
Why go compare anywhere else?
Never had love before, never felt so secure since I saw you taking a breath. What have I done? Now you're hiding. What have I done? Dressed to turn him on. So
Mix fragrances 1 and 2 and create new links 3.
When a sore throat makes you fade into the background, you need Strepsils. Strepsils not only soothes pain fast, so you can feel like yourself again, but its active ingredients keep on working, working, and working, even after the lozenge has gone. Strepsils, first aid for sore throats.
Find that word!
That's 265 or 70 pounds coming down on him.
There he's going on the second rope. Whoop, he's up on the top rope. The referee telling him, hey, no, you can't come off that top rope. Oh! Cox comes off the top rope and catches referee Ed Warren. Conway I guess Warren calling for the bell. Cox came off the top rope and hit the referee. It wasn't intentional on Cox's behalf. In fact, Cox just took a headbutt. I think Conway, when he got up, actually accidentally shoved the referee into the way.
Right, Larry. It's got to be an automatic disqualification.
Oh,
you don't mess with the referees in pro wrestling because they're the authority and they tell it like it is.
In that case, I don't think Cox really meant to hit him. He was coming off the top rope, which is an automatic disqualification. And Ed Warren just got hit actually by accident when Tiger Conway shoved him into the way. Let's go to Mickey Garagiola.
In 5 minutes and 56 seconds, referee Warren disqualifies Carl Cox from coming off the top rope. The winner, Tiger Conway Jr.
Let's take another look. There's Cox at the top rope. Now watch Conway as he gets up. He's dazed. I don't think he really knows where the referee is. Oh, Conway's kind of behind Ed Warren. He just got sandwiched between two guys, and that led to a disqualification. Ed Warren, pretty tough customer himself to get back up after that, but he made the right call and the only call. Scott Casey's going to still be with us when we come back with more action after this.
This match is a one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Sarasota, Florida, weighing 242 pounds, Randy Savage. From St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 260 pounds, Jason Reeves.
Randy Savage, the ICW World Champion, tangles with Jason Reeves of St. Louis, Missouri. And Scott Casey's with us here at ringside and commenting on Randy Savage, a really high-strung individual.
He really is. He's very hyper, and it looked like he just got out of the Rose Bowl parade with that gown he's got on. But he's an excellent athlete. You can tell by his body. There's a lot of controversy to him.
Always has been and probably always will be.
I tell you what, Jason did a good thing then because he backed him in the corner because Speedy got him off his feet. Whoa, wait a minute.
Whoop, Reeves reverses that nice.
Reverses, very good. Excellent move.
Scott, you've been around Jason Reeves a little bit here in St. Louis, a young wrestler. Really, just getting his feet wet. It's a tough road to hoe.
And I'll tell you what, the first 3 or 4 years, it'll feel like mass confusion for him. He's got a headlock locked pretty tight on there. He's a big man. He looks like he's around 6'4" or 5, about 250, 245 maybe.
And he played high school basketball right here in St. Louis, McClure High School.
Is that right?
Good athlete, then got into powerlifting.
Yeah, you can tell by his body that he's done a lot of lifting. Both of these men are bodybuilders. Whoa.
Whoa.
You could hear that one all the way over here.
Flying mare by Randy Savage on Jason Reeves, and he yanks the head back on Jason Reeves. Get Tiger Conway. Well, you know about that, Scott.
That's right, that's right. I don't think he really wants Tiger in there right now.
Got his hands full with Jason Reeves, and you can see exactly how tightly Jason Reeves is gripped by Randy Savage.
It's like a reverse chin lock he's got on him, and he's applying pressure. He's put his head on top of Jason's and applying pressure to cut that hair off.
Good point by Scott Casey there. That subtle little move again.
That's
right. You can look at it, but you don't feel it.
That's absolutely right. Unless you're in there, unless you've had it put on you, you never know.
How many people have sat and watched the match and said, well, why doesn't this guy do that? Or why doesn't that guy do that? Well, that guy's been up there getting beat up for 11 minutes. He's tired.
You're absolutely right, Larry.
Savage, a lot of strength right there by Randy Savage. Body slam on big Jason Reeves. Savage up on the second rope. Whoa, look out below. Diving elbow smash by Randy Savage. The referee indicating it was on the throat, not into the windpipe.
Now, to me, Larry, that's uncalled for. He had the man beat, then he picks him up off the mat. I mean, I'm a competitor, he's a competitor, and I think some of them have a sadistic tendency, and I believe this Randy Savage has that because he had the man down, and then he picks him up just to punish him some more. And to me, that's wrong, but that's pro wrestling. That's the way it goes.
I agree with you. It's one of those things like any other sport or any other business. There's some things you don't necessarily like or you don't agree with, but you got to live with them. You do it when you got in.
And like you said before, he is a controversial type of wrestler. He calls himself the Macho Man. I'm not so sure about that, but I'd like to see if he could do that with Tiger Conway Jr. I don't think he could.
Or with you?
Well, I hope not.
I guess in talking with Scott Casey, I can feel safe that at this point, Scott Casey's open to any and all comers. Eddie Mansfield's a name that comes to mind rather rapidly.
Yes, every time I meet up with Eddie Mansfield, I've wrestled him across the world, and there's no love lost between the two of us. And like you say back home, I'd love to stomp a mud hole in him, and maybe I will before it's over.
Another name that comes to mind, who's just starting to make his mark in the St. Louis area, one of the fabulous Freebirds, Big Terry Gardy. I know you've seen him a lot.
I've seen Terry a lot. I've never wrestled a man. I know he's about 270 pounds, and I'd love to take him on.
Randy Savage dropping an elbow into Jason Reeves. Reeves had some things going his way at the start, but now it's kind of turned sour for Jason.
Yep. A big elbow, and he picks him up again. You know, Randy Savage kind of reminds me of that Charlie Manson. He's got that same kind of look in his eye, and he even looks a little bit like him.
You know, I see that happen. I saw it happen during the reign of Sam Muchnick as promoter, and sometimes I wonder if the guy thinks he's trying to make an impression on the promoter. He's not.
No,
he's not.
He's just a vicious man, and maybe this is the way he takes his anger out. But like I said, oh, wait a minute.
Look out.
Pile driver.
Look out,
If he lifts those legs up, he's bouncing with him now.
Oh! What a pile driver. Wow. Randy Savage covers Jason Reeves with a pile driver. Oh, that was a devastating pile driver.
It looked like he shortened his height by about 2 inches then.
Yeah, Jason is going to definitely be not playing too much basketball this week, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
And he wants that belt back, the ICW World title. Tell Brody and tell Casey. Yeah, we'll tell them. I'm sure they'll hear. Let's go to Mickey Garagiola.
In 4 minutes and 29 seconds, the pile driver, the winner, Randy Savage.
Here's another look at that pile driver. You can see Savage has a man totally vulnerable, completely off his feet, and that head coming in there first. Oh, brother. We'll be back with more after this.
This match most falls to curfew. Introducing from Chicago, Illinois, weighing 218 pounds, Vic Peterson. From Orlando, Florida, weighing 237 pounds, Buddy Landell.
Buddy Landell opposes Vic Peterson. Landell wearing a belt that is symbolic of the Mid-America Championship. Buddy Landell won that title in Memphis at the Mid-South Coliseum. I'll tell you, he's a very impressive young athlete. I'm sure Scott Casey, who's been able to share some time with us here at ringside, would tell us that. If we get a chance, we're going to get a look at this belt, symbolic of the Mid-America title.
It's a very nice-looking belt, but he's a tough individual, or he wouldn't be a champion. You see, whoa, this guy looks like he's trying to take... Oh, belly-to-back souffle.
Beautifully done by Buddy Landell. Peterson came out aggressive, but Landell...
He is working him over now.
Flying Beal.
You can see the viciousness in Landell's face right now. He's not going to take anything off this man.
Now, of course, he's going to be intense here, Scott, just like a lot of wrestlers, because St. Louis has been fortunate in being involved in a lot of big matches. There's that Mid-America belt that Buddy Landell won at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis. It's a great opportunity for a young wrestler like Landell.
That's
How
right.
would you attack Landell if you were his opponent, Scott Casey?
I don't know whether it be on all fours or with a hammer, because this guy's tough. He really is. He rides. I know he had a good amateur background. You can tell by the way he's riding this man.
Beautiful ride.
He's just standing right on his back. He's wearing him down. This guy's smart enough to go to the ropes.
Vic Peterson having his problems. Landell, if you have that kind of scientific background and a fundamental training, and then you still can do the rough stuff, I guess that's a pretty potent package.
That's right. That's right. Landell is tough. He's not going to take anything from anybody.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Buddy Landell against Vic Peterson. Most falls to curfew. Of course, a short amount of time, but Scott, you know, as all wrestlers know, TV time, sometimes you get some odd time limits, but you like to give the fans a decision.
Well, I tell you, from the way it looks now, turn out the lights till the party's all over, because I think Landell isn't very much in command in this match, and he's just punishing the man now.
Vic Peterson, a good young athlete. He's got a good background. He's not real big, but look at Landell taunting the man.
He's just pushing him around. That's another kind of a sadistic type of wrestler. He's controversial. He's made himself controversial, and he's got a reverse chin lock, cutting off that air supply. And believe me, without that air, you're not going anywhere.
It's not really a strangle, of course. It's just the way the hold is gripped. There's nothing illegal to it.
No, that's true. When you got arms about 19 or 20 inches around like Landell, it's awful hard to breathe when you got that on your face.
Buddy Landell. A lot of people say he looks like a young Buddy Rogers.
He does. He's built a lot like him, and he's agile, and he's got a lot of moves. He's become a very crafty young veteran.
1 minute left. 1 minute.
Buddy Landell right now in command against Vic Peterson, but time's running out. No falls yet, and if Peterson could get a little something going offensively, he could very easily come up with a stalemate in this match. I'm sure Scott Casey would agree. That would be a feather in Vic Peterson's cap.
Oh, it sure would. I tell you what.
Belly-to-belly suplex. Beautiful. Hey, that was
Turn
textbook.
out the lights.
Textbook.
That
He's
was
not
a
finished
textbook.
yet.
No.
Where's he going? He grabs
gonna pick him
Peterson.
up.
Oh, pressing him straight
Presses
over
him
head.
Straight over the head, and boom.
Oh,
That's it.
brother. The belly-to-belly suplex, the press body slam, and Buddy Landell has the first bell, the only bell. Buddy Landell, I think that's somebody we're going to be hearing a lot of. We'll hand up that Mid-America title belt to him. Scott Casey's been with us here at ringside. Let's go to the ring and get the official announcement of the match. Buddy Landell with Vic Peterson, and it was Landell who came up with the victory. Here's Mickey.
In 3 minutes and 20 seconds, suplex to winner, Buddy Landell.
35 seconds to have replay.
So, Buddy Landell, the winner. We're with Scott Casey here at ringside. Let's take a look as Peterson comes off the rope. Scott, describe it.
This is what you call a belly-to-belly souffle. He's taking him right over his head and coming down with all that weight right on his chest. It knocks the air out of you. It'll knock you unconscious. And believe you me, Larry, something like that, it's awful, awful hard for a man to get back on his feet.
I can believe it. There's Buddy Landell picking him up. Scott Casey, thanks for joining us. Scott Casey's been our guest. Join us again next Sunday, 10 a.m. Until then, for Mickey Garagiola, Scott Casey, Larry Matisic saying so long.
You bet.